Hi, uh, I'm back at it again with another episode of my weekly videos. I've gotten pretty confident around talking to a camera, recording my conversations. I mean my thoughts, but it my these thoughts come from the conversations I have throughout the week or before or just anytime that something great happens in terms of thoughts and actions and conversations around multiple ideas. So, um, since I've been thinking about talking more about building context, but now I think I'm good to talk about things like, you know, what helped me be a better person. And where I'm taking that is being a better person will lead to better choices in life and in work and in business and in just learning what must be learned in the platform or model you're trying to follow too. So maybe I'll start off with some things I think are a really good place to start talking about. So uh, like, who has influenced you the most when it comes to how you approach your work now? For me, it's the first person that comes to mind is Gary Vaynerchuk. There's so much value he's giving when he does his podcast and other things that the camera captures in terms of video. And from just consuming, relevant content information around the thing you think can and will benefit your work if you listen to you know competent people who know what they're doing in that um, platform business or that type of work or thing. And hearing him and his thoughts around just almost around anything has helped me approach my work with an open mind where I think about multiple perspectives around how it may happen or work out or how it might be after I pick a perspective where I think I want to take it to. And most times, the perspectives I decide on are excuse me, the ones that have more pros and cons. Like I really think about a future for that thing that when I pursue it in that way of pursuit, well, I try to make it as possible as I can in terms. But if in what terms, if you might be thinking, in terms of work, in terms of let's say clients or how they perceive what I'm trying to say and how I think it would affect them if I uh really try hard to guide it there. And yeah, I'm trying to find a way to explain how I do it, but it's really in the moment where I'm in the moment where something happens and I have to, think and act. And what helps me think and act is what I've been doing for the longest time now is just learning, studying around topics that matter to, well, to a lot of things. I could listen to Gary Vaynerchuk's one episode of a podcast, maybe. Sometimes it may take 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes or an hour or more. But the value I got from listening to something like that, I can actually see multiple areas where I can apply the ideas around how maybe you can pursue something and what emotion or end result you're trying to make happen, you know. So I think yeah, you if you don't have somebody right in your life that made an influence in your life that you've changed how you approach things now, I would, greatly suggest that you try to look for a good role model, a good business model who you admire and where you think you can become too. And you wrap your mind around those kind of ideas. You might find yourself doing the similar things what maybe they've done when they were young, if they've built context around who they were before. You might see yourself walking the same path they took and stepping on their footprints they left behind before. So that's something worthwhile doing. I say worthwhile because it's gonna test you, but at the same time, it helps you break free from certain emotions you didn't like before. So, but the idea was just to pursue something meaningful to you, and but the effects of it are so great. So yes, I greatly recommend finding a good business model around the things you like to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean like if you like to do it, it's something you're gonna do forever. But it's just a means to help you find what you enjoy doing, and maybe you can make money around it if that applies. So, okay, that's for that. Let's see what I can talk about here. So, if you ask yourself right now, using only one word, what do you need right now? For me, the thing that is on my mind is one one word is learn, and I'll go in depth around that thought, which is like I just feel I need to learn more, and after I learn more, I can be more, I could do more, I could actually just be present and very effective, give value. And I like giving value to people, and value that affects them in a positive way, be it in their business or just if it's a conversation. I like giving perspective around what they don't see yet. Okay, let's see. What other positive changes you made with your life? What positive difference did you do for your life as of the moment? I'm 25 years old, but I've done. multiple things that help me see better, in my opinion, and I mean in my way. Um, I can only speak for me in terms of that maybe question, the difference, but you can think about that when you hear that. But the things that I've changed about me that has greatly benefited me in a positive way is, just being a risk taker. And, you know, you don't have to start doing the big things first to get build confidence around taking risks and finding out if it's an effective way of thinking, and if the risks you're taking are good ones that lead to the right path. You know what I mean? So how are you like competent to judge, right? What things to take risks on? So I think for me, it's just about taking the risk, and before you do that, thinking about what if you don't do it. Think like maybe a long span of time further if you don't do it and if you do it. So if you feel that like it would be a great deal of good if I did do it, because you've seen into the future, just imagine it, right? And saw that, man, I would do this to help this like projection in my mind where I think it's a future I want to be in. I mean, just try it, maybe. Okay, right, you're there in the future, but what actually it needs for that to happen is just the first step is just simple, right? Just do something about it. If it's a relationship you want, like, I mean, talk to the person, right? And see from there, right? And judge for yourself if if what, because you took the first step, right? And you're gonna realize some things that taking the first step did, right? And from there you can see if you need to adjust sales or continue pursuing it. Either you turn back or in another direction because it's not what you think it was, or if it was, then maybe continuing on that pursuit. Then on the second step, you might see more things that make you either again, right, turn or just keep pursuing it. If it means like if it's all good for step into five, I mean, you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh wow, I'm competent to judge now it that it's working for me and operating rates for you. If it works, for you, I mean, keep doing it, and don't get discouraged if your first step or attempt failed. It's doesn't really bug me, because I was focused on the future thing. I saw good about it, but if it didn't, you know, manifest itself, or when I tried it, it didn't really. It's not what I thought it was. Then I mean, I could just change my mind and say no to it, because I mean, you're allowed to do that, and just yourselves. Just don't get discouraged. You can find that again. Maybe not in that opportunity, or yeah. Key thing is you tried, and if it doesn't work out in the first try, but you still want that thing, that goal, that ambition to happen, I mean, you gotta start looking. You can't wait if you want that. Some things you have to pursue actively, and some things you can wait. It's on us to identify what needs our active pursuit all the time and what needs our patience. And and that's a really fun and interesting way of thinking, because at the same time you get to learn along the way, and then maybe you might need to go, I mean, you need to put more effort on the other thing, and maybe if something good happens then. It's just that you have to know your pace, but at the same time you need to know where you could take it if you put more effort in it, and you get to increase the speed of your pace, but you ultimately need to know what you like, and constant reflection around yourself, and you know identify what drives you. Yeah. Let's see. hmm um what adjustments did you do before, right? For me, what I did before, I still do now, is I exercise a lot now, and that helps with building. I like for myself, like I really like seeing that I'm getting more fit. It makes me envision myself more confident around writing and talking, and just being alone with myself. It's a nice feeling. Um, yeah, podcast. I listen to sometimes an hour or two long, and yeah. And if you want to know what ideas are being talked about in the podcast, just perspectives, and yeah, perspectives, and around different people I respect, and their perspective around how they see certain things. It's very interesting for me, because sharing those ideas makes me, I mean, them sharing those ideas makes me feel like there's a lot of ways to look at what's happening with me, with my life, or anything that has to do with how my eyes take the information, and my ears listen to what's happening, and helps, and listening to really great people helps me understand what's happening and take advantage of. Now, I don't like saying take advantage, but I mean, you know how why it's happening, and you know how to make it better. Yeah. So that's about it for me now. Just, yeah, I'm getting confident now. More talking about that. Um, Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Uh, I'll put my Instagram in the uh, along the video here. I don't know what it's called. Let me know what you think. Message me on Instagram, and I would, you know, be super happy if we can maybe talk about a few things I just talked about. And yeah, so have a wonderful day. and see you on the next one. Bye bye.